This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the JM and Digz podcast, episode 5. Didn't expect to be here right now, but here we are. Digz, welcome, and it's another week, buddy. I didn't think we were going to make it past a month, let alone an episode, but here we are.
And goal we set out 5 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Center yourself, my friend. Center yourself in the camera, please. Thank you. Thank you for doing me that favor. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with you, Digz. But unfortunately, to start the show today, I really don't want to have to do this, but it's something that hits so close to home for the two of us. We have people that we know that we deal with on a daily basis that were affected by this. And the only real way to talk about this is to just get right into it and get into the sad parts of the story that we're going to be talking about. For our top story, this is breaking news from this past Monday. It's developed all week this week. Unfortunately, this is in me and Digz's backyard here in Rhode Island. To be exact, it was Pawtucket, Rhode Island. This happened out of nowhere. We started getting news that there was a shooting in Pawtucket, Rhode Island at a youth hockey rink in Pawtucket. And the news is that the father of a North Providence High School senior shot 5 members of the student's family at a hockey game this past Monday, killing 2 and injuring 3 others before killing himself. The student's mother was killed at the rink. Also, the student's sibling died at the hospital, according to multiple sources. The Pawtucket police chief said that the shooting is believed to have stemmed from a targeted family dispute. And it was, continuously under investigation all week. But the 3 other family members were in critical condition at Rhode Island Hospital as of late Monday afternoon. And that was from a spokesperson from Brown Health. That's the hospital org that we have here in Rhode Island. And the names weren't specifically released. They have been released since then, and I'm not going to say them on this podcast, Digz. I don't think we need to actually get that detailed in this story. I think it's a heartbreaking story as it is. And then I found out more because me and Digz work at a specific job. I'm not going to go into details about that, but we have a coworker that has, I'm not going to, it's hard not to, I don't want to expose anybody, so it's hard to really get into
ties
it. Yeah, it has ties.
Youth hockey.
Yeah. I just don't really know how to express this, but yeah, so we have a coworker with ties into this, so he gave us a lot greater detail. The shooting actually was and the family dispute angle is correct. If you want the actual details of the story without saying names of the family, it was literally a family where a husband was getting divorced from his wife, and it was due to the husband now identifying as a woman, and that literally ended up transpiring in the in-laws, the parents of the wife, wanting to kick the former husband out of the home. And there's probably a lot more that we don't know about it behind the scenes, Digz. Just that's such a crazy dynamic to know, like, especially that this guy and his wife had children. They had 3 kids total. All of a sudden, he's either not happy with himself, or not feeling comfortable in his skin, whatever the choice may be. He decides to identify as a woman. That ends his marriage. That probably affects the relationship he has with his kids. It's definitely going to affect the relationship he has with his in-laws and other members of his family. So this individual went to that hockey rink. It was senior night for 2 different co-op teams involving, what is it, 6 different high schools.
6 hours, high school, something like that.
And he went there with 2 loaded guns, but his whole instinct was to eliminate his entire family. And this hasn't been confirmed, and I don't really want to say that his intent was also to kill. He did kill one son, but I don't know if his intent was to kill the other son that was in the game, playing in the game. But people are speculating that, and I don't really want to go on that and say that he would have done that, but who knows? He did, he sat a few rows behind his in-laws, his ex-wife, and his son. And then he casually walked down a few rows, ended up just opening fire on all of them in that row. The neighboring row behind him, luckily there was an awesome person that was able to spring into action and grab him and tackle him and get the gun away from him. But little did that person know he had another gun in his pocket, fully loaded. And I'm sure that was a scary moment, because when that other gun came out, I'm sure that person thought, "Oh man, I'm screwed." But I mean, the person, then the main suspect, the main person accountable for all this, took his own life with that gun. So, it's a crazy scenario, especially for high school sports, to be at that level of sports, and you have to worry about something that crazy happening in the crowd. It's definitely something that police all over the country now are going to be taking into account when they have even the smallest of sporting events happening in their town, whether it's high school, whatever. You do have to be accountable for the people that are in the stands. And Digz, our coworker, told us about a little bit of the layout of that building, because me and you have never been in there. I've driven by there 100 times. I've never been in there. He says that hockey rink is just all the stands are on one side of the rink. There's really not many places to stand anywhere else in that building. Sanchez, can you bring up that picture of the entire building real quick? So, like, the way that building's set up is, I guess you walk in there and the stand that you're walking into the stands, but then the rink is like kind of pushed against the wall. There's some like standing areas around the rink, but it's not enough to like allow people to sit.
There's a way you can get to the locker rooms.
Yeah, like you can still go around the rink, but I guess it's like a single lane. It's not a big building from that aspect at all. It is really just a sporting arena, very small sporting arena, and it's just designed to have seating at one side of it. So, yeah, I mean, everything was literally restricted to that front right there. That's where everything was restricted. The students had different ways to go, I guess, to get out of there, but as far as the people in the stands, they were kind of trapped in that situation. I feel bad for that, for all of them, unless they understood the layout of the building. But yeah.
Well, from what I understand, they've all pretty much played every arena, every rink together.
Yeah. I mean,
they all have somewhat of a layout.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was told as well. Like, it's a very close-knit group of people that are in that type of community, and it's as our friend from work told us, it's a very close knit group of like parents with a close knit group of students that are close friends as well, stretching across the multiple schools. So yeah, I mean, let me take care of that real quick. My bad. But yeah, it was a bad situation. Bad situation. I don't have much more on it, but that's the long and short of it. Definitely the long and short.
Anything more?
I just gotta say this for everybody that was involved. My heart is out for the victims, the families of the victims, and most of all, I have to put my heart out for the student that is directly related to the family that this whole dispute happened. He must feel like the most loneliest person on the planet right now, and I feel so bad for him. Also, and I feel bad about this, but in the last 2 days, the report came out that he has another brother that's been in jail, and so that's what's heartbreaking to me is his family has been torn down to such a limited amount of people. Like one of his closest relatives is in jail right now that he can actually like talk to about this, and that's just fucking heartbreaking.
There's also reports that the father's been arrested a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I understand a little bit of going through your life not feeling comfortable. I don't know exactly what it feels like to go through your life feeling like you're not in your right gender. I don't know what that's like. I can't speak on that. I can totally put myself into certain members of that family's shoes of what it's like to have a family member that's male that then identifies as female. That must be, kind of like crazy out of nowhere. And that must bring up a lot of different feelings for a lot of different members of that family. And I'm sure there's a lot of shit that probably was said that was probably disrespectful to that person. But I don't think anything equals that level of violence, and especially in a public event like a senior night at a sporting event. I don't know how the fuck that person felt like that was the way to handle it. So, yeah, all I can say is my heart's out to all the families affected, and I hope everyone can find a way to just find some sort of peace and love in their heart after this. But it's going to be a long journey for a lot of the people that were involved in this situation. It's not something that happens every day, and it's not something that everybody has to deal with every day. It's a very unique and isolated situation. So, yeah, my heart breaks for the people involved, and this could have easily been avoided. And Diggs, I think the saddest thing for me is that Rhode Island now is started 2026 with 2 epic shootings
That's
that
what
have
it's becoming known for.
and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I've gone my whole life without hearing shit like this, and in 1 year we're getting known for this, and we're not even in spring yet, so it's pretty sad. So, but we must push on. We're gonna get into some sports headlines here, and this is really no better. But the New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Digz pleaded not guilty this past Friday to felony strangulation and other criminal charges stemming from an alleged dispute with his personal chef. God love the rich when you got to get into this type of shit with your personal chef. I don't even know what like having a personal chef is like. And this guy is going to be looking at prison time because of having a person like fuck you. That's some fucking first world problems right there, bro. First world problems right there. You got a personal chef. You strangled your personal chef? Come on, this is crazy.
Allegedly.
Oh, all right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. But the arraignment at Massachusetts Dedham District Court had been postponed until after Super Bowl 60, so Digz could play in the NFL championship game. At arraignment, Digz was scheduled to next appear for a pretrial hearing on April 1st. According to court records, the chef told Dedham officers that she and Digz argued about money he owed her for work during the December 2nd encounter, at his home. She said he smacked her across the face, tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow around her neck, leaving her feeling short of breath. And then Diggs's attorney has said he categorically denies these allegations, calling them unsubstantiated, and motivated by financial disputes. I listen, this happens a lot with a lot of this shit. And I get it. I mean, it's not something that, people like us deal with. Is like I just said, who the fuck's got a personal chef that I know? Nobody. And if you're this guy, because can somebody bring up Stefon Diggs' Patriots contract this year? What was it? What did he get paid this year? He probably got bonuses on top of it because they went to the Super Bowl. What did this dude make in 1 year this year? That's what I want to know.
2.9.
It was a 3-year, $69 million contract. What, Diggs? You got his first year?
It's a 22.6 guaranteed.
Whoa. All right, just say that part. Just repeat that.
$22.6 million guaranteed.
Okay, $22.6 million guaranteed. Diggs, fix your camera. If you're not going to be centered, fix it so you are centered. No. You can fix your camera so it centers you. You're not going to sit like that whole stream. I know you're not. That's why I'm saying you can move the camera.
I just moved up so I can see.
All right, there you go. There's my boy. It's a good boy.
Give Dog now.
So this guy got $22.6 million this year. And this guy couldn't pay his fucking chef, his personal fucking chef. If I
get good at her job.
Bro, with all due respect, if I got paid $22.6 million in 1 year, I would pay a kid.
No, that's guaranteed, not for 1 year.
That's guaranteed. Okay. That's still, he got it in 1 year when he signed the contract, no?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what that means, right? No matter what in the contract, he gets that. That's guaranteed money. All right. All right. We'll take it up. We'll take that away. He definitely made $10 million this year. Would you say that at least?
Yeah.
Okay. He definitely made $10 million this year. And whether these allegations are true or not, if it's over a dispute of money and you're that rich, how much money could they possibly be asking for? You know what I mean?
Probably a few thousand a week.
I
have no clue.
It's gonna be some issue of back pay, some issue like, all right, I've been doing this for you this long. My last payment was this long ago. I need you to pay me this much because I've been doing it this long since the last payment. That's what I can imagine the argument is. Obviously, we weren't there. We don't know. But God, like he could have asked his baby mama, Cardi B, to pay that off. Well, here's the question about that shit, too. Like, the Cardi B whole relationship this year, because they broke up the night of the Super Bowl, just seems like a huge publicity stunt. I'm not going to lie. I really truly do not believe they were ever really together. I don't believe it at all. Because that dude was on a yacht the day after the Super Bowl with like 18 bitches. Like, and they were just chilling. Like he never even heard of Cardi B. Like he had that pre-planned. There's no win or lose Super Bowl. He was going on that yacht and he was going to be on that yacht with the chicks. That was definitely going to happen. I really don't believe the Cardi B relationship is real. I don't think it ever was real. He was literally going through so much during that relationship. I don't know. Do they have a baby together?
They have a baby together.
Do they have a baby together? I don't know. Yeah, but he also during their relationship this season, he also came out saying that someone else is pregnant with his kid. That came out this year too. So that's how I don't even know. I don't even know how someone's dick gets around that much. That's crazy. I don't even understand how it works. Like, I have no clue how that works. That dude's got around, bro. Like this dude's dropping loads like the Beatles. Like I don't fucking get it. Like he's international.
You got that type of money, you can.
Yeah, I don't have that type of money. I don't understand it. I really don't. All right. So if they have a baby together, then I guess they really did bone once. 26 million. He gets around like Tupac. I like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, if he has a kid with Cardi B, there he goes. He's got one kid he has to pay less child support for, I guess. But he's got a lot of other kids coming. And then he's got this whole case he's fighting against his fucking personal chef, who also just happens to be a female. So maybe this dude just has this thing for controlling females. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing. Outside of this article alone, Digz, you think this guy's coming back to the Patriots next year? Because I don't.
No.
I don't think he's coming back this year. And I know you just bought a Digz Super Bowl jersey, but at least you're Digz and he's Digz, so at least that jersey makes sense for you going forward. This guy, I don't see him being a Patriot next year. I really don't. It's a lot of baggage behind this, and he really didn't even play that well towards the end of the year. So
they cut him. They saved $16.9 million cap space.
There you go, $16.9 million in cap space. Even better reason to cut him.
I find the whole thing funny because his first court date was Friday the 13th. His bringing next court appearance is April 1st. Just some shit luck for days.
Yeah. All right, we're running out of time here, so we're going to cut right into bringing Tosh in for the NBA stuff. There's a couple headlines we're going to skip over. Let's get Tosh involved and get him to go for his NBA breakdown.
What's up, homie?
Tosh, you there?
You.
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. So I had to break down. I had to skip some headlines. So I'm going to ask you to just do your favorite stuff for the next. You got at least fucking 10 minutes. So
I got you, bro. I just wanted to say it's funny how you guys earlier was joking about not making it this far. I'm surprised I'm here. I'm even here for the second week.
Trust me. I tried to get you fired.
I know. But I appreciate you guys bringing me back. So last week I spoke about the All-Star game and trade deadline, and how I felt about the All-Star weekend. So I'm gonna start with that. So I'm gonna start off with Sunday's game, because to me that was really the story. For the first time in a while, the All-Star game actually mattered. The NBA has this new format where it is the USA versus the world, I guess you want to put it that way.
So it's like Americans versus like people outside of America?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I loved it. I feel like this format brought a lot of competitiveness. You saw a lot of guys that were engaged. They were playing hard. They were actually defending.
It's almost like they stole the Olympics, like the Olympics method. Like hey,
yeah,
represent your.
It had that vibe. Yeah. But it really had it again. You could tell there was a lot of emotions in it. It was no more glorified shoot around type of games, you know, because that's pretty much what it was in the years before, where it was just people just not defending, just shooting and whatever, you know. But it felt like an actual basketball game
Yep.
where like
Yep.
something, you know, like where something mattered.
I got you.
We had Anthony Edwards taking home the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP trophy,
So
which
is that newly renamed now?
the MVP, I'm assuming. This is the first time I'm watching the All-Star game in a long time. I will have to do research. But yeah, I'm assuming it's the first time they call it that.
Which I'm totally cool with.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Kobe's won plenty of MVP awards in that game itself. So I was just wondering, like, obviously, they haven't been calling that the Kobe Bryant Award that long, but that's awesome.
Right.
That they called it that now. That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Anthony Edwards won that. Honestly, I watched the game. He deserved it. He's the future. He led the USA Stars in scoring. He was very impactful. And he really ended up with the best overall performance across, you know, the whole tournament or whatever you want to call it, because it was more than one round, I guess you want to call it, because it's like they'll play one team, and if they win, the team they played was eliminated, and then another team will come in.
Yep.
But yeah, he was everywhere on the floor. But yeah, the USA Stars ultimately won the All-Star Championship. They outscored the Stripes in the final game, which, if you watched it, it was a dominant performance. But yeah, it was really a good game. But huge shout out to Victor. I'm gonna fucking destroy his name. His last name is really hard for me to say. Victor Wembanyama. I think I said it right. Or Wemby. We'll say Wemby for short. Even though the Teen World didn't win, that guy was a monster. Like he's like what 7'6", I want to say 7'5", 7'6", but this guy moves like a small forward, small guard. If you see
Really?
him play, yes. If
That's
you see him,
that's incredible.
yes. He showed a lot of effort, intensity. Yeah, you could definitely see that he's gonna be the face of the league.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much the All-Star game. So I'm gonna do a quick recap of the weekend, which was Friday and Saturday. Saturday night had his, you know, winner, which was Damian Lillard, which I said last week that this guy is in the shoot around and hasn't played a single game. He was in the 3-point contest. He hasn't played a single game all year. He won, which would make it I believe his third 3-point contest that he wins, tying legends like Larry Bird and Craig Hodges.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great set of names to have your name up there with.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 3-point. That's, to me, besides the All-Star game itself, my favorite part of it is the 3-point contest.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, because the dunk contest hasn't been shit for years, right?
Oh man, it's been lackluster since. For me, the best one was when Vince Carter won.
That's probably the last good one, right?
For me, a lot of people have their own opinions.
Well, no, like, because I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but like,
Right.
I remember those '90s dunk contests up to that Vince Carter contest, but then
Right.
like the last one, actually, I can't remember his name. The guy that jumped over the car with the cape. What the hell is his name?
Howard.
Yeah, he's still
Howard, yeah.
still active, right, in the NBA?
No.
No,
I mean, not in the States, but I think overseas he is.
Oh wait, no. Is it Howard? What was the other guy after him?
Blake Griffin. Well, yeah. Well, I don't. Did he ever win? I don't remember if he won.
Nah, there's one more guy that did a.
The only one I remember wearing the cape was Dwight Howard.
Nah, there's another guy that did a great dunk. I can't remember his name. He's newer. Maybe he didn't wear a cape. Maybe he did something else. No.
But I forgot his name. Something McCullen. Some white dude.
No, he's not white. The guy I'm thinking of is not white. He's like mixed, but I can't remember. But go on.
Yeah. But yeah, he won the 3-point contest, Damian Lillard. The Team Knicks, which had Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Allen Houston, and Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, took home the Kia Shooting Stars Championship. So they brung that home, and then the dunk contest, which this year was horrible. This dunk contest was
I would.
holy shit. When I say it was horrible, it was horrible. But big ups to Kashad Johnson. He won the NBA AT&T Slam Dunk contest. But yeah, it was horrible.
It's all sponsored now, just to make money.
Yeah, it's that's why I felt like the years prior to this one, it was more all about like hype, branding, vibes. It was never really. It never felt like an actual game.
Like I was cool with the dunk contest when it was like sponsored by like Sprite, but like after that,
Yeah.
that's when it was cool.
And then the game that I really don't care about, which was the celebrity game. It was one.
That was
The
garbage.
MVP was Rome Flynn. His team Giannis beat the other team 65-58. So that was that. But yeah, we hit all the winners. But the one thing I want to talk about, which happened, I think, the week prior to the All-Star game, was
No, happened that happened
which
All-Star
was
weekend.
I'm sorry.
He announced the All-Star weekend. Sorry to cut you off.
Who?
Chris Paul.
No, he announced it the 13th on Friday. It was Friday. It was the week. It was the week before the All-Star game that he announced that he was retiring. A lot of people, who haven't seen him, this guy's great. 21 years of, greatness. I mean, at least in my eyes. And to me, it hits a little in the feels because, this guy is one of the greatest point guards, out there, if not the best. So he came into the league, I think, in 2005. He came in with the New Orleans Hornets and literally instantly electrifying that franchise. Rookie of the year. He was a floor general from the jump. He had elite handle. His vision was elite. Competitiveness was elite. And then from there, he ended up going to what we called back then Lob City, which was Los Angeles Clippers. That team was one of the most entertaining offensive team to watch in the last 2 decades. He was the engine of that team. Every play ran through him. Then from there, he went to the Houston Rockets, where he almost sort of kind of pushed the team over the Warriors in 2018. But he had an injury. He had a hamstring injury. So, it kind of like ruined everything there. From there, he went to Oklahoma City Thunder, where a lot of people at this point thought he was done.
I think
Instead-
it's the story of his career too. He's gotten so close to getting a chip. He's never
Yeah.
won a chip, right?
He was so close. I think the closest was when I'll mention in a few when I get up to it.
Okay.
But yeah, he everybody thought when he joined the Thunder he was done, but instead he took a young roster to the playoffs. At the Thunder at that time was a young team, and he took them to the playoffs. Then his final stint, which was with the Phoenix Suns, I think at this point he's 36 years old. He led that team to the finals in 2021.
Yep.
And to me, that run alone cemented his legacy as a floor general. But yeah, I mean, look at the stats: over 22,000 points, over 11,000 assists.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the all-time leaders in steals, 12-time All-Star, multiple All-NBA, All-Defensive Team selections. If that's not elite, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame caliber, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but those numbers usually only tell part of the story.
Right.
But yeah, Chris Paul controlled the games. He controlled tempo. He pulled defenses apart. He made teammates better. Every locker room he walked in got a little smarter, got sharper, got more disciplined.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a ring, obviously. He doesn't have one, but that will always be a part of the conversation. But as a pure point guard, I don't know, intelligence, command, competitiveness. Like you said, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question.
Right.
But yeah, the timing of his retirement, it's I don't know, it's kind of like poetic in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going out on his terms, so you can't be mad.
Yeah, I mean, the way things were handled with the Clippers, I don't know, it's just, but yeah, you know, but yeah, Sunday night we saw the new generation step up. You had Anthony Edwards, Wemby, you know, Maxey, all these yards, all these young stars. You know, they're
From
starting to
YouTube,
take over
from
the center
YouTube,
stage.
from YouTube chat, from the Dungeon TV says he sounds like another Reggie Miller.
He sounds like who?
He sounds like another Reggie Miller.
It depends how you look at it. It's two separate positions. You know, Reggie was a shooting guard who shot the ball more than anything
Yeah.
else. He wasn't really much of a facilitator. Chris Paul was to me was like a pure point guard.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's just one of the last old school generals from, you know, the previous eras to just walk away.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the cycle of the NBA, right? Legends exit, new ones rise, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, that's every sport. It's not just the NBA.
Yeah,
Happens
no,
in every
right.
sport. But
yeah, this weekend wasn't just a showcase. It was I don't know. It was a symbolic moment in league history for me.
so
You know,
so you really feel like the whole All-Star weekend kind of revitalized the interest in those games?
yes. After watching it this year, I feel like they're heading in the right direction.
Nice.
Prior to the years before, I mean, like I said, if you watch the game, because I did, it felt like an actual game. These guys actually played like it mattered, like they wanted to play there. You know.
Yeah, and that's always what sucks when they don't. You feel like they're not playing and they don't care. And that's what sucks.
So yeah, the future showed up and one of the greatest said goodbye. So that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, before I let you go, me and Digz are talking today at work.
I just thought I'd bring this up.
And talking about the future, Digz, talk about this kid that you wanted to talk about, and then we'll get Tasha's opinion on him because
Flag.
Yeah, what's his name?
Cooper Flag.
Who?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper.
Oh, Cooper Flag, bro. This guy's this is his first year. If I'm not mistaken, this is his first year.
Yeah.
And yeah. Keep an eye out for him. Definitely keep an eye out for him. This guy is gonna be one of the greats.
Because he just broke like a rookie record, I guess, recently. Digz, you had this all lined up, and now you're dropping the ball. But
yeah, you're dropping the ball, bro. I wasn't expecting any of this, but yes, Cooper Flag.
Does for one.
I believe he did
for $1 million.
Yes, he scored what?
His jersey sold for $1 million.
That is that.
The first half of his game.
Is that in Dallas? Is that Dallas numbers or is that worldwide numbers?
His Dallas jersey sold for $1 million US.
No, I know what I know that. What I mean is that
his
just
actual jersey he wore.
Oh, his that one jersey?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. That's crazy. Well, that goes to show this kid is really good.
Yeah, so he just had a game, right, where I guess he scored. He broke like a rookie record for scoring in a game.
So is that what you're saying, Digz? That jersey that he wore for that game is what sold $1 million?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't doubt that one bit because, like I said, that kid is great. That kid's gonna be great. And this is his first year. He's still young.
From the dungeon says, "You telling me a fucking basketball jersey sold for $1 million? That's what I heard."
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, but $1 million now is a lot, but is it really a lot?
For me, yeah, that's a lot. That's a fucking lot of money for anybody.
It depends who bought it. It depends who bought it.
I can't answer that question.
It was. I definitely don't think it's one of our regular normal Joes that bought that jersey. Exactly. It had to be somebody that has money.
It didn't say who bought it. It just said that it sold for the $1 million.
I can't hear you, Digz.
It just said that. It didn't say who bought it. It just said that it got sold for the $1 million.
We got a special guest, guys, because he.
Oh my God, it's Puppers.
He won't shut the fuck up. He's just crying.
He wants to talk about his bones and the squirrel that he chased earlier.
He was sleeping, and then he woke up, and then now he won't leave me the fuck alone.
All right.
He wants to be on camera.
Let's hurry up, get from Mike's sentiment so we can bring our guests in.
All right, Toshi, thank you so much for everything you did with the NBA. I appreciate you so much. We're going to cover more, but obviously we're running out of time.
Nah, you good. But I appreciate you. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to be here for a second straight week, so.
You're going to be here. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate you, brother. Anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm going to be watching on Twitch and... Yeah, good night.
Later, homie.
Later, homie. All right. Sorry, guys. My dog's being a pain in the ass. And it's perfect timing because, of course, it'd be right when we're trying to get this guest spot started. But, there's only a few people I would have considered for this first guest spot for the JM Digz podcast. And obviously, it had to be one single person. I felt like this was perfect timing. Also, this is somebody I've known for a very long time, and in the last couple of years, I got to meet him personally and got to interact with him in real life, not some fucking internet fiction. He's a really good kid. He's got a great future in front of him, and I can't wait to see where we go beyond this, wherever his career takes him. But I want to introduce you to the newest independent professional wrestling sensation. First guest in podcast history here on the Jam and Digz podcast. It's the one and
first
only
ever
Collin Parker. Welcome, Colin.
Thank you. Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, great, buddy.
I'm glad to have you here, buddy, because I remember when this podcast was in its infancy. We didn't even do a first episode yet. And you were part of that conversation. And I said to you, it'd be cool to get you to eventually be a guest on it if we ever did that. And you were like, oh, yeah, I'd be fucking down. And then we actually did it. And we actually did it. And we actually got you here. So thank you for joining me and Digz tonight. And I'm glad that you're our first ever guest. So in case anyone doesn't already know, Collin Parker is a independent pro wrestler in the New Jersey, New York area right now, but you're not constricted to that, right? You're trying to grow beyond those boundaries.
I definitely am. New York is great. Let's not get that twisted. New York is amazing. But to be successful, you can't stay in New York.
Right.
You gotta go everywhere.
Yep.
I've had the opportunity to be on a show in Philly, not wrestle, kind of dip my toes in, and then nothing came out of it, which is gonna happen. Right?
Yep.
But it's only a matter of time before I get a booking in Philly, and then Delaware, and then Baltimore, and then Atlanta, and just grow and expand throughout the.
How about before all that, maybe possibly Rhode Island?
Oh yeah, that's a thing too. Yeah, maybe depends how I feel. Depends if I like you enough.
I have a couple friends out here that do what you do. Maybe we can make that happen. That way I don't have to drive 4 hours to get to your show every fucking time. I want to see.
Well, let's be real. You enjoy that drive.
No. Actually, the last time I went, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it was a great moment, I got to watch you and Jay Alfredo win your tag team championships that you still hold now.
Yeah, that's over to the side. You want me to go get it?
Yeah. Where's the belt? Come on. Where is it? You got it. I know it's there. This guy sleeps with this at night.
I just let him stand up and
my pants. You got out the shower. My almost comfortable pants on. Here we are.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. So seeing you and Jay capture that for the first time was a great moment. It was worth the drive just to watch you guys win that title. It was a terrible drive back home after you won the title, though. That was hurt. And honestly, there was a few times during that drive I was cursing Diggs' name. Like, this motherfucker couldn't come with me one goddamn night. Like, one night. He couldn't just get away from the fam.
I was going to Philly the next day.
Yeah.
That would have been easier for you.
It was bad timing. It was very bad timing. But bad fucking timing. But anyway, yeah, that was a tough drive back, but it was worth the night. We had a great time. Everyone had a great time. And honestly, I saw the growth because I did get to go out. I don't even remember. What was the gap of time between the two shows I saw you in? Because there was a show I went with Tosh, and Gio was there, Sanchez was there, and a bunch of other people.
Right now.
That the first show I went to, and then that show I went to, it was a big gap of time
in Jersey. It was let's see here. What's the date on this? Right here. June 8th.
Of what year?
Of 2024.
And then I just went to that last show last year in 2025. What month was that?
Which was May 17th, 2025.
So I almost went. It was almost a year.
Yeah.
It's almost a year in between. And we're getting to that again.
Yeah.
We're getting close to that again. So Digz definitely is overdue to come with me to another Collin Parker show.
I actually think we might be having one in May, if all things go according.
Ooh. Digz is already looking. Look, Digz already looks miserable because he doesn't want to talk to his wife about it. All right. Ooh, nice.
She was going to fart overnight.
All right. Well, Colin, I got some questions to ask you. Just some of them I know, some of them I don't, but we're gonna do this little segment where we just spit questions at you. You try to answer them as quick as possible, and then we're just gonna spit another one at you. All right.
Right. One worded or
if you feel like one word's appropriate, and then you can just tell me next. You know, or you can skip too. You don't have to answer them. Okay.
I'll answer them all. So yeah.
All right. So the first question is, what made you start training to be a professional wrestler?
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to prove the people who said I could never do it wrong. I tell my favorite story ever. My grandfather asked me what I wanted to do when I grow up. I said I want a main event WrestleMania. He said, Colin, that's 1 in a million. I said, well, Papa, I'm 1 in a million.
That's incredible.
And growing up, it was, you can do what you want when you grow up, and I want to wrestle. That was it. I want to wrestle.
All right.
So I went and started wrestling.
All right. So who inspired you the most in pro wrestling?
Wrestler or non-wrestler?
Wrestler.
Most people would give you a Mount Rushmore. CM Punk doesn't give Mount Rushmore, so he gives the 6 founding fathers. So my 6 founding fathers would be Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, Alex Shelley, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and for the love of the game, Eric Young.
Nice. I like that. Whose footsteps do you most attempt to follow?
My own. There can be 1,000 Alex Shelleys, but there can only be one Collin Parker.
All right, I like that answer. Fuck yeah. Who is responsible for training you?
The Grim Reaper, New York wrestling legend. Grim Reaper trained by Homicide, so somewhere along that footsteps, I'm technically trained by Homicide as well. I call him my wrestling grandfather. But Grim Reaper. with help from Adonis Stone, who's also trained by
Well,
Reefer, and Chris Cage, who was
you
trained
don't
by
hold on.
Jamal Maxson.
Before you go too far into it, listen to the second question. Who has been the most beneficial in your development as a young pro wrestler?
A lot of the older wrestlers. Like, I wouldn't necessarily give it to one trainer. I'd give it to a lot of the vets that I've had the blessing to work with. When it comes to singles matches, Greek God Papadon, another local indie vet, he kind of helped me put everything into perspective of like, this is wrestling, so wrestle.
Okay.
Tag wise, the Backseat Boys, they really helped. Working GCW really helped. It kind of put us in a humble position to work with some of the greatest tag teams in the world today.
Yep.
Like Jordan Oliver and Alec Price, who just recently signed to AEW. Great guys. Genuinely helped us figure out what works and what doesn't.
All right. How long? Wait. Or actually, I'm gonna skip some of these because I'm seeing a lot of different questions here that weren't here earlier. This is why preparation before.
You prefer wrestling singles or tag team?
I prefer wrestling.
Oh, that's an awesome answer. Wow, I didn't expect that answer for that. I'm the one that wrote that question too, and that I didn't expect that answer at all. That's a great answer.
It could be singles, it could be tag, it could be trios, it could be a rumble, it can be a 6-man scramble. I just want to wrestle.
Keep going, Digz.
Is there a certain type of match you're looking forward to doing, or
certain type of match? I would love to wrestle in a Pure Rules match, made famous in Ring of Honor. Something about catch as catch can wrestling. It's just, I love it. I love chain wrestling. I love grapple. It's so appealing to me.
When did Collin Parker become the sensation?
When I was born. Since birth. But the real answer to that question, it started as a nickname. It started as just a nickname I gave myself. But I feel like over time I had a standard to live up to when it came to that. My dog will not shut up.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I've had a standard to live up to, and that's proving that I'm sensational. I'm actively in the gym, trying to come up with ideas for moves that have never been done before, or at least to my knowledge have never been done before. Or altering moves to be my own.
What was the hardest move you had to learn and take?
Hardest move to learn? Probably a 450. It's just getting that fear of rotating and not landing on my neck. The hardest move to learn to take? I honestly wouldn't say there's a lot of fear in taking moves.
I meant, what's the hardest move that you had to take? No.
Oh, the hardest move I had to take?
I was going to spin this. I was going to spin your question and say that. I was going to be like, what's your favorite move to do and what's your favorite move to take?
I can answer that separately. The worst move I've ever taken that I hate taking. Honestly, probably a choke slam.
Really?
Yeah.
That was always my easiest.
I'm not saying it's a hard move to take. It's just I'm coming up and then I'm going straight down.
Yeah, usually you can't take a full bump because your arms and your legs are still up. But I don't know. You seem to be easier. You take your high bumps, your high spots way better than I could ever when I was running back in the day. Where the basic moves like that, that's what I used to look at them as. Like, I'd rather take a on mat move than anything off the top rope. I hate it. And also I was in a different generation than you where, even though TNA was thriving and the X division was at its peak, like Indies wasn't seeing that come in full force yet. It just started. Where now you guys just deal with that on a regular basis. That's just regular wrestling to you guys. And so like here's my question. Like, you take a bump off a regular mat move and then you take a bump off of a high spot off the top rope or a springboard, you can actually feel a difference in those bumps, or you just think it depends on the actual spot you're working?
So I honestly think it would come down to more of the ring. Is the ring give good?
Okay,
is the ring built well?
Yeah, that's a great.
Because like I've worked a couple rings that aren't the greatest, and I took some really bad bumps in those rings.
Yeah, yep.
But the worst bump I've taken, I don't know. No bump has been bad.
Has there ever been a moment in your career so far that you're like, fuck, I want to quit?
Oh, no.
Almost made you want to quit?
Absolutely not.
Even your shoulder injury?
Even my shoulder injury. I wanted to wrestle. If my doctor told me, you can wrestle, I was wrestling. There was no setback. There was one time I had my first training match at the gym, maybe like 4 weeks into training. Or no, it was a drill. 3 weeks into training, there was a blow-up drill. Running the ropes, Reefer had a broomstick. He'd put it in the middle for you to duck under, drop it to your legs to hop over like a drop down, and then he'd put it right in front of you off the ropes to do a tiger roll over. He pushed us to do it over and over and over and over again. I threw up.
Those 3 spots in a row over and over again?
Yep, but never...
I guess that one spot over again, I should say.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get what you mean.
But it was never like repetitive. It was like, okay, drop down here, chase you, drop down again.
He was randomizing it.
Yeah.
So you didn't actually know what you had to do next.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's awesome.
But I threw up. I came back. Came out the bathroom. I was like, yeah, I just threw up. They're like, are you good? Are you done? Do you want to stop? I'm like, no. Get back in the ring and I work a match.
Nice.
Like, what's next? Nothing stopped me.
That's awesome.
Not a ting.
So what do you think was harder to learn, the moves or the storytelling?
Selling. Constant selling.
Yeah. Yep.
I get hit with a forearm, right? Boom.
Yep.
What do I do next? Do I stay stationary? Do I sell backwards into a corner? Am I in the corner? Am I selling to the rope? What am I doing? And consistent selling. Right. Residual selling. That's what it is. It's residual selling. Throughout the match, you're working my arm. My arm hurts. Especially if I have a bad arm. So I have to keep that consistent. It's the consistency that is the issue at times. Because in the moment, it's like, what am I going to do next?
Yep.
Like, what am I going to help myself do next to get the upper hand? You know, that's what it is. I can't lose all the time. I got to win somewhere.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. What took you the longest to learn? What took you the longest to get right, I should say? What move took you the longest to get right? And honestly, when I say this, I'm not even talking about like anything intricate. I'm talking about the basics. Like when you were training, did you have anything that honestly was a little bit more difficult than you thought it was going to be, and then you had to like realize you had to focus a little bit better to figure it out?
I wouldn't pinpoint a specific move. I'd say like springboards as a whole, like different springboards.
Yep.
Because like there's springboards I've done matches. Like you were there. I did the bounce back knee. I can't do that again.
I lost my voice on that move, actually.
Yeah, I can't do that ever again. Like I can't get the footing right, or I can't get the bounce right. It's like it won't happen again.
So the reason I popped so hard for that too was really because I thought you just hit that so clean. So you really think you can't recreate that?
No, I did it one time that day before the match.
So that was magic in a bottle right there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do this tonight, and I hit it that night, and I was like, yeah, cool. And I went to the gym the following week, and I tried doing it again. I just couldn't.
It was probably also, and me and Digz dealt with this when we were working indies. It was the stuff we could do with the adrenaline that you can't do without it. So maybe there's a day you're in the middle of a match, you pull that out without thinking about it, and you can do it because you got the adrenaline.
Well, I kind of have some other things set up in my head.
All right, well, that's fair enough. I'm not gonna.
Might be something a little better.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Digz, you have any more questions?
I have a few, but
Go ahead, knock it out.
how did it feel that moment you and Jay won the tag team titles?
It was relief, pure relief, because the weight and the work meant something. I wasn't wrestling for fun. I'm wrestling to make something of myself. This was validation that I can make something of myself. To be trusted enough to be put in that position with that company, with the people I was in there with, and ultimately being told this is your moment, or taking the moment, more or less. I can't ask for anything else.
What's the next goal you're going after?
Would it be cliche to say all?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm going for all of it.
But I got a follow-up question for that same match, though.
Here.
I want to know the anxiety running through your mind when those belts fell off that line and Reefer had to put them back up.
You mean the belt that fell and hit my back? That's currently over my shoulder.
Yeah. Because I was almost front row and center for that bitch, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
I had
not just you, but everybody else in that match. They must have been like, "Fuck, you got to be kidding me!" That fell.
I have no anxiety of that match, of that happening, because it's wrestling. You have to always bet on something going wrong.
All right, well, right. like our producer Sanchez said, what do you think Reefer felt like?
I think I'm gonna quote what I think Reefer said. He goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to do it. I'm going in there. The ladder is already in there." So he gets to the ring. I'm pretty sure he told the ref, "Hold the fucking ladder."
Yeah, he did. He definitely did that.
Checks out.
He definitely did that. That's awesome. So who is Collin Parker when the bell rings and when the bell versus when the bell isn't ringing?
The heart of it, Collin Parker in the ring wants three things. He wants to win, he wants to get his paycheck, he wants to have fun. Three main things. I want the winner's bonus. Definitely want the winner's bonus. Outside the ring, I just like having a good time. I like playing games. I stream sometimes. Shout out. I like going out. I like going out with my girlfriend. I like just being outside, honestly.
Yep.
Being outside is definitely a Collin Parker thing. Like, you can ask anyone in my personal life, they'll tell you I'm never home, ever. I'll be at the mall. I'll be at the Avenue, walking, just hanging out. I'll be at the park. This summer, I'm playing basketball again. Got to get back into shape. Yeah. I mean, Collin Parker in ring could be a bad motherfucker.
Gotcha.
Outside the ring is a little more of a teddy bear, if you ask me. But don't get it twisted. They can both be the same person if you really want them to.
Honestly, I've known you for years. I don't see much of a difference between the two, but yeah. But that's just me.
Where do you think I learned to be Collin Parker?
Yeah, exactly. Digz, ask him the last question on the list, and I got one more after that.
If a major promotion called you tomorrow, would you be ready?
What major promotion are we talking about?
Any?
Any.
If WWE called me and said, "Hey, we want to offer you a tryout," I'd say yes to the tryout. If they say we want to offer you a contract, I'm not ready. AW said we want to have you on Ring of Honor for a night. I'm in. They say we want to give you a contract. I'm not ready. TNA called me. That conversation would be a lot longer and a lot different.
Nice. I
think TNA has the ability to teach me more as a young wrestler than AEW. And I think they have the resources to work with WWE more than anything else. I've had WWE ID tryouts. I've gotten feedback. I know what they're looking for. I have to apply it. And if I get a call from WWE right now saying, we want to give you an NXT tryout, I'm not ready for that. Because I haven't learned to apply all that yet.
Yep.
If TNA called me, they're going to understand the mistakes are still there and there's still things to be kinked and worked out.
Yep.
In all honesty, TNA is my end game.
Okay.
If I wrestle in TNA, I can retire a happy man.
That's awesome.
If I get a call from anything else,
we'll see.
Then I get a call from anywhere else.
Are you open to like Japan, Mexico?
Absolutely. Japan would be scary. I like hitting.
If you think Japan would be scary and Mexico wouldn't, that's crazy.
I'm more scared of Japanese crowds because they're quiet.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I've worked lucha shows with the air horns and the constant cheer and boo of the crowd, and it's like I can deal with that. I didn't even hear air horns when I worked the lucha show. Everyone's like, "Yo, they were so annoying." I didn't hear a single thing.
Okay.
But if I can hear myself breathe in the ring, I feel like I'm doing terrible.
Yup, I get you.
It's like, I don't know. If I can't make a Japanese crowd feel alive, I should not be in Japan.
And we really don't need them to come off. You don't really even need them to come unglued. If you can just get them to give you an applause.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need out there. That's really all you need.
If I do the AJ Styles leapfrog drop down drop kick and they roll out and I do a dive and I go and then they start clapping, I'm okay with that. But if I do this and it's quiet, what am I doing? I should not be there.
I get you. I get you. Well, I appreciate you being the first ever guest of the podcast once again. We're gonna wrap it up here soon, but before we do though, obviously you got something coming up real soon, and we want you to talk about that and advertise that, and make sure you let everybody know what's going on. And yeah, we've had it up on the screen the whole time, but for those of our viewers that didn't know that was there, and also for our podcast listeners that do not see the show, they only hear the show, let everyone know what's going on this weekend.
So this weekend, starting Friday, we don't have a poster for that. I will be in Brooklyn, New York, at a show called Outlaw. It's going to be a good time. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz of AEW will be there.
Nice.
So moving on from Friday, we got Saturday. We got the Greatest Wrestling Alliance presents War to Settle the Score. As we see, it's Team Stone, consisting of Adonis Stone, Chris Cage, Shane Rose, and me, and Jay Alfredo, the Prospects, taking on Team Rambo, or as I would say, Team Bitch Boy, consisting of Johnny Bitch Boy Rambo, KB Trash King, John, because John ain't mad, LK Justice, who I put through a door, and Jay Bougie, who I can't say anything bad about, because even though Jay Bougie smoked me with a kendo stick, I kind of have some respect for Jay Bougie. He's putting that work. He's talked that talk, then he backed it up. I got nothing against the guy. It's just, I'm going to beat the bricks off you with a kendo stick this weekend. And that's payback. But yeah, Saturday, February 21st.
It's the War to Settle the Score, GWA.
Where is it at?
It's in the Bronx, New York.
13. I don't know if I'm seeing this right.
1302 Edward L. Grant Highway in the Bronx.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining, to say the least.
All right. Well, there you go. You got the sensation, Collin Parker, here in the building. The first ever guest of the Jam and Digz podcast, episode 5 right here. We appreciate him coming with us. I appreciate you so much, buddy. Also, hit up your your socials where they can follow you.
My socials, my Instagram is _Collin_Parker on Instagram. My Twitter is, or my X, sorry. I'm 97% sure it's the Collin Parker 44. My TikTok is the _Collin_Parker 44. My Twitch is the Collin Parker. I think that's everything.
All right. And then
my YouTube is just Collin Parker. Make sure you check out the Greatest Wrestling Alliance on YouTube. Make sure you check out them on Instagram. Make sure you check out Loud East on YouTube and Instagram. J. Alfredo, give him a shout out. At
Nice.
J. Alfredo on everything. And shout out to Jam and Digz for having me. Shout out to the producer, Clean Sanchez, who is a beautiful dude, both in person and in his soul. And more than appreciative.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you can hit me up on @TheOnlyJam on all socials. Digz, go ahead.
You can follow me at Digz401
On all socials.
on socials. And you can check out my kids' YouTube channel at Digz and Kids. That's what it's Z.
Nice. All right, guys, we'll be back here next Thursday at 9 p.m. But tomorrow morning, make sure you check out Clean Sanchez and Gio, a.k.a. Cabales, a.k.a. Goblin Gaming. Also, BRVG will be back on Saturday at 7 p.m. And then, of course, DD214 on Monday at, 7, 8, whatever the hell time they want to go live. But yeah, make sure you check out all Clean Sanchez media, and appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Toshio, obviously appreciate him too for being our correspondent. So shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Colin. And
Thank you.
We will see you guys next week. Appreciate it.
Homies.
Peace.